You are the resistance.
I'm Christopher Titus, people, and this is the Armageddon update. Every damn day. How does he screw it up worse every damn day? You know, we've given the arsonist a flamethrower, the serial killer a machete, and a van full of victims, the bank robber, the keys to the bank, the combination to the safe, and that bank robber is the fucking president. A president who 150 historians say is not only the worst president in America's history,
Bing.
He's also the second worst.
Bong.
Trump is the Beatles of fuck-ups.
And it's all with a W.
Let's not even talk about the first term where he added $8 trillion to the debt, did such a bad job on COVID. We were stacking bodies in refrigerator trucks. Stores were empty, on his knees for Putin. He committed treason on January 6th.
To the Capitol.
Then stole top secret documents and hid him in his shitter.
Bing, boom, right under the toilet.
And that's a partial list for the first term. Oh, and he wanted you to inject disinfectant.
And then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning?
And we are now a year and a half into a second term that I believe was stolen, and Election Truth Alliance's election data backs that up.
If you were to be changing votes from one candidate to the other, it's going to cause a pattern, a drop-off type of pattern.
It's literally impossible. There's a 1 in 2 trillion chance he actually won like he won. Her rallies, his rallies. But in the second term, Sweet Potato Hitler has made more than $2 billion on the crypto grift. He has screwed farmers with tariffs again. Farm bankruptcies are up 46%. No big. That's just our food, which is now 19% more expensive than when Biden was president. Over the past 6 months, there have been 0 net jobs created.
Effectively, there's 0 net job creation in the private sector.
You'd think they would have hired at least a couple of guys to drain his cankles. The country's airports are in chaos. The American Gestapo is getting paid to pull their underwear out of their asses while the TSA, the people that actually keep us safe, miss a second month of paychecks.
We submitted that. Senator Cthulhu submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no. It would have worked. We could have had TSA paid by the end of the week.
And the good news is, it's not like we attacked the country known for terrorism and screaming, "Death to America!" And he did that attack with 0 plan. And because of that, gas prices are up over $1 a gallon and oil was over $1.20 per barrel. He then threatened to commit a war crime and blow up Iran's civilian power plants. Guys, remember, we weren't attacked by Iran. They didn't even have a nuke. He started a war over a nuclear deal he himself tore up. Obama had Iran agree to not build nukes ever. Trump fucked that up first term. Now he has 0 plan to get oil where it needs to go. Iran controls the choke point for shipping, the Strait of Hormuz. Did he not know they control the Strait of Hormuz? He should have asked his wife, or Hormuz.
And it's with a W.
You know, the immigrant who was here illegally and worked in America illegally. His Gestapo executed people in the streets and is disappearing thousands against the rule of law and basic decency. He's cut food relief, SNAP benefits, invaded countries without Congress, fired thousands of experts that made the country work. Fucking chaos. The Epstein Files were ordered to be released 3 months ago, and they haven't been. The persimmon pedophile is violating the law daily, and the Republicans in power are the largest group of corrupt cowards in world history. Oh, and John Fetterman. The GOP and Trump are destroying our freedom, liberty, and raping democracy on the daily.
Bing, bing, bing.
This week, we found out the U.S. government is dead broke. That's right. We have $41 trillion in debt and $6 trillion in assets. While at the same time, 5 minutes before Trump tacoed on bombing Iran, someone made a $1.5 billion oil trade. Yeah, you Trump voters gave the world's biggest criminal, rapist, felon, pedophile, conman, grifter everything he ever dreamed of. Good job, idiots. But Trump's about to get trolled by the boss in the East Street Band. Heroes are showing up. And now it's our turn to show up. See you out there. Keep screaming sanity. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. You know what's really weird? It's like at one point, it's almost like the weekly shit just kind of blends into more nightmare. And when you list it all, how the fuck do you people sit at home after voting for this asshole and go, yeah, that's my guy? When you list all the shit he's done day after day after day after day, and then you put it all in front of you, how the fuck are you just not becoming a Democrat right now and picking a goddamn Everybody, Christopher Titus podcast. With me as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And then Chaplain and Groucho. Where's there, people, Burke? We are, I say this before. I hate that the ironically named Armageddon update when we started has now become Jason, the guy who owns the building we rent. And he goes, it's weird. They have the perfect name for now. And I don't want the perfect name. It was meant as a satirical joke.
You vision boarded this.
Armageddon? Wow,
Yes.
I'm very powerful.
Yes, you
God,
are.
I should have used it on my career.
Aw.
So here's where we are, people. We have the dumbest man, rapist, pedophile, dipshit, bankrupt, felon, basically running a war with the people that have been at war for 2,000 years, understand war, understand negotiations. The one thing you can always say about Iran and the Middle East in general is that, they let stuff roll off their backs.
Yep.
I think they just don't hold grudges. And one thing about I love them the most is that they just go, you know what? You didn't mean it. Let's forget about it. That happens all the time. We have a president doesn't have his own mind. He's using Putin's or Benjamin Netanyahu's direction.
Or Sally from Ohio,
or Sally,
who called into Fox and Friends and suggested putting ice in the airports. And then 10 minutes later, he truthed that he just had a brilliant idea. He's going to put ice in the airports. And then when he was interviewed by the press pool about it, in discussing how brilliant and innovative he was, he reminded us of the man who invented the paperclip. Everybody thought he was crazy. And look at what happened there.
Did he start a world war? Did the paperclip guy start a world war? Did the paperclip guy rape children too? Paperclip guy?
Wow is all
By the
I
way,
have to
hole
say.
and hole, there's two holes, right? One's hole, which is empty. The other one's WH, which is full.
Oh, God.
That means it's whole, and then there's a hole. So the two words sound the same, mean totally different things. I just figured that out. I'm a genius. No one uses the word hole with the W. They don't use it. I use it.
His ratings are dropping even amongst Republicans. I believe he's at 41%.
Amongst
with
Republicans?
Republicans.
Wow,
I just heard
that's crazy. That was like
coming in today. Yep.
So here's what we got. We've got Netanyahu. So whatever Netanyahu has on Trump is basically, we bombed Iran because Netanyahu wanted us to.
Mm-hmm.
They want Iran gone. And by the way, Iran, the regime in Iran is evil, and they shot 30,000 people, in protests. They're bad. However, isn't there another way than this, than in getting Americans killed?
I think he's, very liberal with letting other Americans be killed.
Yes.
When he himself had owies on his
He got a little bump,
shins and could not fight for the country.
Yeah,
but
bones per
I
cent.
am waiting for, Barron. I'm sure Barron's about to put his billions that he made on insider trading away and put on some boots and go over and fight. Don't you guys think that's no, not happening? It's not happening.
I said, people can say what they want about Trump. We all get Trump's a joke. He's a loser. This goes back to the 70s and 80s when he was coming up with his dad. Like the first time he was indicted with his father, like way the hell back, for not letting people of color rent any of his apartments. However, our Congress right now, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, all these douchebags are the most cowardly. Like they do not work for the country. They do not work for anybody but Trump. Everyone's covering their own ass. And what bothers me the most is that Americans, even Republicans are starting to notice it. Now, you guys aren't working for us. We're talking about FDR, and they were saying that what FDR did, there was a list of shit that he did, which is crazy. FDR went to war. FDR did what he did. However, there was all these programs at home that were taking care of people, so people felt taken care of. This man has gone through and cut every single program. SNAP benefits, the aid to other countries, food aid. So we had soft power in other countries. He's actually Doge. There's a thing right now. I think Elon Musk getting in trouble. It's been proven now that Doge went through and basically took 330 million Americans information. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything. Mm-hmm. They just took it. That was the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
what I don't get is the Orwellian nature of all of it. What's the point of taking all our information? I'm not that interesting.
To profile us like China does. I mean, I talked about this a long time ago when we first found out about Doge doing this. They already, I mean, ICE is already working with, Bezos through Ring cameras and Ring technology. They're building databases of people, and there's videos of ICE agents in the street going, "Hey, Susan Brown, how you doing?" Like, because of facial recognition. So Bezos is helping them with that. There's several companies that are working with them, social media companies, to create these profiles of American citizens.
This doesn't work out. This never works. When you brought up China, China's oppression seems quaint now, doesn't it?
Well,
they have industry going. They take care of their people. I'm sure it's bad.
I don't know that I would refer to China as, Cabo.
You mean take care? Well,
all inclusive.
Okay, China is not Cabo. I will say that.
Okay.
However, as bad as this country's getting now, we have armed, vested up, small-dicked losers in our airport now. And they are walking around with full-on long guns in our airports. The militarization of America, we're deep into it. And it's run by the guy who refused the military 5 times, whose grandfather, chicken shit, first Trump that got here, left Germany because he didn't want to join the military. And now it's always these guys, man. It's never Eisenhower. It's never a guy who's done military time that does this, gets us into war. It's always some asshole who didn't. Some silver spoon dickhead. Yep, I'm a tough guy. Actually, Jason was talking about, the guy that owns Mill, talking to him. He said he went to Flappers. Farley went to Flappers. Stormy Daniels was doing a 1-person show, and she took questions at the end. Guess what? Guess what? Most of the questions were about
his penis.
Yeah, about what size? And I go, what did she say? He goes, she said it's ridiculously small, and that totally plays into everything that's going on. So she's currently doing a 1-person show. I told her, I said, funny. He said, it's rough. And I said, well, tell her, call me. I said, Ray and I will sit down and write some jokes. Help her. I would do that. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Write some jokes for Stormy Daniels. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
So China uses profiling and AI in a lot of different ways, but this is what I was talking about, beyond creating fake profiles for foreign espionage, which they do largely through LinkedIn, because that's one of the few that's not banned in China.
Right.
Chinese authorities for years have been documented using AI and surveillance technologies to create databases of the citizens for internal tracking. They use facial recognition and phone tracking, Wi-Fi sniffers, IMSI catchers. Those are all used to map digital footprints of the people to physical locations.
So I have a question about all this. Because every time a society has done this, in 1984 by George Orwell, we keep hearing all this stuff. What exactly? I know a lot of people. I don't know a lot of people that I'm like, that guy. What is the paranoia that goes on with small-dicked men that they need to know what everybody's doing? Like, you already have a military.
That's such a multi-layered question.
But you already have a police force.
If I agree with one part, I agree with all of it. So it's hard to respond.
Okay. All right. Explain it. Okay. I'll simplify it.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay. Yeah. That I can't answer. I think I walk around saying that every day.
So, okay. So let's talk about the police state, because that's what Trump's building, a police state between Peter Thiel, all these guys, Zuckerberg. They already have our stuff. We put it in and we give it to them for free on Facebook or whatever app we're on, right? We give them all our information anyway. They have access to it, all they want. Musk on his car, someone said this, Musk can shut down and threaten to do it. It can shut down Teslas. You guys know this, by the way? Musk said that if war breaks out in the States and you try to run to Canada, I can shut the Teslas off. So you basically paid a man to give you a car that you really don't run or own. Do you understand? That's crazy to me. So we got that going on. So we got this police state.
And how much other power? I mean, what?
That we don't know.
Are they listening? there's cameras in the car.
Right.
You know that when you
I know
don't,
Zuckerberg has tape on his computer. There's a picture
when
of
you don't look enough,
Right.
it'll tell you to look
Mine
up.
does, right?
And it's like, how'd you know?
But Zuckerberg has a piece of black tape over his camera on his computer.
I know, and that happened a long time ago when Grandma Jean was still alive, and she was like, "See, I told you." She always had black electrical tape over the cameras on her iPad or her ePad and her little laptop and her phone. But then when she got out of her house coat and put on her red Forever Crimson lipstick, she sometimes would take it off, because she was ready she was camera ready.
She got pretty for the surveillance camera just in case.
Yeah. If you're going to surveil me, I don't want you seeing me without lashes on.
Are you watching Zuckerberg?
That's one way to turn it off. They're like, oh, no.
Yeah, the camera doesn't work anymore.
That lady is 89.
So here's the thing. My point is this. What I don't understand about a police state, it's all about control, right? But what are you controlling? What's the difference between people living their lives, you helping the people become... Because here's the thing. You want to control people? Give them a decent job and decent pay. Because guess what ends up happening is that if you make the economy work for them and they have enough money, you don't have to control them. They'll go to work. They'll do exactly what you want. However, when you start controlling them, what they do is they go, okay, we're going to protest now. Now we're going to shut this motherfucker down. That's what's about to happen in America right now. So what I don't get is if you look at the best times for America, 50s, not for everybody, but economy wise, the middle class was expanding. 60s, education was basically almost free. We had this boom through the 50s and 60s. And as I say in my new show, the 70s, things started to get a little, I think, crazy. New York was bad with crime. Crime started increasing. But it came down to education to me. Like our country got better when it got educated. Do you agree? Yes. I think pretty much across the board. If you look at every nation, that's.
I know, but you keep saying, what's the point? Well, the point isn't about having a happy populace who makes money and has great jobs. The point is for people like him, wannabe dictators who admire dictators. You never hear him speak highly of, our great leaders.
No.
He does say he's more popular than George Washington and Abe Lincoln, and he's done more for the blacks than Abe Lincoln, I believe.
He said I did more of the black than Martin Luther King, he said. He said that.
And I think it's about a power and money grab for himself and for his family. It's what Putin did. Putin's rumored to possibly be the most wealthy person in the world, but we don't know how much money he has.
So, but here's what I don't get.
So people started protesting, like you said.
Right.
And then Putin started killing them or arresting them. So now they don't do that so much. And now he just does whatever he wants to do.
That's not going to happen here.
Okay.
So can you bring this up? Ukraine's been kicking Putin's ass. I want to bring this up because there was a report I saw, some guy from Russia on Threads said they have shut down our media. We're not getting any information. Putin's acting like everything's fine, and from what we're hearing is that Ukraine is just kicking Russia's ass, which is funny. I'm going to bring this up again. So we used to get updates from all the classified information from Europe about what was going on in Ukraine, allies. And for some reason they couldn't make any headway. Now we know that Trump's buddies with Putin, so the second that France, Germany, and the UK decided not to give us classified updates anymore, which isn't happening, we're not getting updates on Ukraine. All of a sudden, Ukraine started beating the shit out of Russia.
Isn't that weird?
It's a weird coincidence.
Donald Trump wasn't getting intelligence ahead of time, and then when that stopped, Ukraine started doing better.
It's a cheap shot, but when you say Donald Trump and intelligence, it just makes me laugh.
They've had some very strategic successes as of February and March. They're obviously very heavily outnumbered. Ukraine has now successfully prevented a full Russian conquest. They effectively countered the Russian Black Sea Fleet, allowing for the resumption of grain shipments.
Wow.
So those have started again.
Didn't they just take back a whole bunch of land? They took a bunch of territory back, and I know they're bombing. I know they're sending drones into Russia deep.
Yeah,
they blew up a couple of oil fields or storage facilities. And if it's funny because Putin thought this shit was going to be over in 3 days. He said 3 days. It's going to go in 3 days. It's going to be over. We're going to take Ukraine. We're back. We are at year 4 now.
5. Can
We're
you
on
believe
year 5.
that?
Jesus.
It doesn't seem like that long. I mean, it's crazy. I would have said a year and a half, 2 years. It feels like, but there's so much other horror happening daily that it's just hard to keep up with. And I never thought that there would be a time that we're not talking about Ukraine in the news every day, and we don't hear about it.
So that week when we played that Club Magoobies, that was week 1.
Oh yeah, because the
was
guy
that
in
4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Jesus. All right. So here's what I don't get. And it's really obvious that dumb is not good for president. Guys, we don't want another dumb fucking president. I don't care if I want to have a beer with him. I don't care if he's an idiot. And I relate to him because he's just like me. When you have a dumb president, what ends up happening is dumb shit happens. Like you invade a country for no reason. Like you start getting our soldiers killed for no reason. Like you drive oil prices up $1 a gallon for no reason. Gas prices, he had just done the State of the Union.
Yeah, he actually can't decide if this is a war or not.
Or an excursion. We talked about that last week.
Or is it over? Or
going to keep it going.
Yeah. Like,
someone made a point. So you guys know that like the day we started bombing, we were still in negotiations with Iran. So that's some shitty anti-Geneva Convention stuff. We're negotiating to not go to war with them, so we bomb them while they're negotiating, which means nobody was ready for it, which sucks. That's us. That's America's reputation and stuff like that. Then we're in negotiations again. We keep bombing. Now we're in negotiations now. Trump says, I'm going to hold off 10 days before I start bombing your energy facilities, which is a war crime because it's civilian energy facilities. We're done as a country. Do you understand that? When this is over, because he's 80, he'll fucking die. And the day he dies, oh my God, there is going to be billions are going to have joy.
Yeah, but how old was his dad?
96. I don't like that at all. That's a pathetic noise. That's someone who's in the trunk of a car and knows they're dead.
Yeah.
So what do we do? Because he's going to die. J.D. Vance refuses to debate Gavin Newsom. So I don't think J.D. Vance is going to be running for president.
You really don't think so?
He may.
I think Peter Thiel is going to tell him to.
Well, do you know, because of Citizens United, I just read this, the billionaires have already donated $433 million to the midterms for Republican candidates. 430. So Citizens United is fuck this country so hard. It is the worst thing that possibly could have happened. So you mean corporations or a single person? It used to be $2,500. You can only give $2,500 to any campaign. And I've said this before. Companies got around it by saying, "Hey, you're going to sign this paper that you gave $2,500," and then that would go through the company. So there were still ways of cheating it. However, that was called campaign finance fraud, and people would go to jail for that. Mm-hmm. Our DOJ, I think they just got them a patio with some deck chairs, and they're just sitting out there drinking just pitchers of margaritas because there's no Department of Justice anymore.
No.
So, are you okay, chap?
He's okay.
He's okay.
Also, we were asking where Maduro and his wife Celia have been. They just made their second appearance in federal court today, Thursday. But the judge is apparently signaling that we perhaps have not done something appropriate.
Really going into another country? The
government may be unconstitutionally interfering with Maduro's defense.
Hold on. So wait, you're saying that America went into another sovereign nation, kidnapped the leader, and brought him out. Then we put him in jail. Now we're actually railroading him through the legal system, kind of illegally. And you're saying that that's wrong?
Yeah, apparently the U.S. government has refused to allow the defendant's lawyers to be paid from Venezuela, and the judge is saying that's an unconstitutional interference with their right to counsel. So we just want to keep them locked up and not let them pay their lawyers for the defense.
Well, Trump doesn't pay anybody. I just got something, and I want to talk about it, and then we'll get out of here.
Oh, not quickly.
I don't know if I want to do the podcast anymore.
Oh my God.
I just got something.
You say this every week.
Maybe I'm right. What's the point? So there is, and I'm noticing this when I'm on the road at the clubs. There is a desperation because nobody knows what to do. Like this guy on the fucking daily, he just put armed guards in our airports and no one said a fucking word. In our airports. He has violated the rule of law repeatedly. And say what you will about Obama. Obama deported more people than he's deported, and he did it legally. And guess what? Did it without fucking shooting people in the streets, without murdering anybody. And every day the guy just does what the fuck he wants. And Congress are the biggest pussy cowards I've ever seen. I cannot believe the Republicans. The Republicans are so complicit in treason. It's fucking treason. You're letting a guy violate the laws left and right, violate the Constitution, violate everything. And we are sitting here continuing to pay our taxes, continuing to do the rules we're supposed to follow. If we all stop paying our taxes tomorrow, if we all stop going to work for 1 week, if everybody just stopped for 1 week, it would rattle it, but we don't know what to do. There's a protest coming up this weekend.
Is this the No Kings?
The No Kings protest. And people are already saying that I can't get anybody to go.
Why?
Because I think people are like, what do we do?
Want to get doxxed?
Well, also, how do you get someone to change their mind if you plan the protest? You know, the thing about the George Floyd protests was where they were improv. We just showed up and they started burning shit down. Sorry, the Boogaloo Boys started burning shit down. And we were protesting all the time so that they couldn't react to it. Well, when you tell them we're going to have a protest on the 28th, I get that they want us to go and they want us to mark that day. However, you can get all the law enforcement, all the National Guard, and you get all the people you need to counter that protest or shut it down. And we have this social media thing where we can all instantly just go, guys, 20 minutes, be here. And we could do that, but we're not doing that. We need flash mob protests because planning it, yes, there's going to be a lot of marches. The news is going to cover it pretty well. The news is going to say, oh, there's a lot of people, more people than ever. And nothing's going to happen. And I think that's where I'm at. I'm at like, we can't affect change here because there is nobody on our side. The Democrats, by the way, including the Democrats, fucking Chuck Schumer. Every time I see him hit the mic, or Hakeem Jeffries, I'm like, guys, are you doing anything? The only guy who has the balls is Gavin. Gavin came out and Gavin Newsom comes out and goes, we need to get brutal like they are.
Yeah.
And he's right. He's right. You can't counter a flamethrower with a lit cigarette. You just can't. We need a flamethrower.
So there's a lead story today about Gavin. He, a few weeks ago, surprised many on the left with he broke with establishment democratic protocol and likened Israel to an apartheid state.
Agreed.
But then he said in another interview he regretted using the term and that he reveres the state of Israel. So he criticized them, then reversed it. And it's just sort of shows what a mess Democrats are. Like everybody's
or how powerful Israel is.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to figure out what the right thing to do or say.
That's what Democrats do.
Whereas he does not.
Republicans don't fucking give a shit. They just do what they want.
No.
So I read something that I thought was really interesting about Israel. Israel is all this comes from Israel. If you look where we're at in the world, this comes from Netanyahu. He's Gaza was beaten long before they stopped bombing and killing people. I love the Jews. Swear to God. I really hate Netanyahu and what he's done to Israel.
Well, a lot of his constituents did as well. I keep saying this. Before that attack happened, they were in the streets protesting. He's a convicted criminal. But
you start a war, everybody forgets.
Exactly. Also, other things we forget about. It has now, this new story just broke yesterday that the Trump administration shredded jail documents immediately following the Epstein death. Shredded documents from that investigation, that search and seizure. Shredded. Just want you to know that.
Wait,
Julie K. Brown broke this story.
They shredded the documents not from the investigation into his death. They shredded the documents
jail documents.
They shredded jail documents. Yes. Like witnesses, people that could have been there, they just shredded them. There's a story. Let's bring this up. Trump administrators die in helicopter crash.
Bags of documents were shredded and thrown away at the jail in the days after Epstein died.
Wow.
So I don't know, visitor logs.
And Ivana was on her way to testify. She was going to testify.
Phone call transcripts where people, who knows? I don't know. They're shredded. We'll never know.
So we'll never know if there was who Epstein was talking to, what he was talking about. We'll never know. And if people that did know it know that he wasn't suicidal, because we were told that he wasn't suicidal by his own attorney. Mm-hmm. I find it really weird that why would you go in and we're run by criminals, man. Our country's being run by fucking criminals right now.
This whole episode is brought to you today by Square.
Oh, I was gonna, yeah, right.
Who doesn't lose information
at all. They
Square powers our whole business. Square, you buy stuff. You buy things at a street fair or inside of a brick and mortar store. Everybody's using Square. The little terminal where you can boop or insert or whatever. It has revolutionized small business ability.
I like to boop then insert.
It revolutionized our ability to sell posters and t-shirts and at the time, DVDs on the road. We could take money from people and credit cards from people instead of sending them up the street to the ATM. And also Square powers our payroll. They take all of the guesswork out of it because I would not figure that out. And they do our California taxes, our EDD. They do our federal taxes. They file quarterly. And then they send Ken all the stuff just already pre-populated. It's amazing.
But also, like, if you're running a small business, it's such it's so easy. I remember we used to have to get change and have to hand people with t-shirts or posters and blah, blah, blah. And then we got Square and it was just like, done. How's he doing?
Something's going on. So
how do you get the Square?
Square also has Square Banking. Just want to put that out there because it helps you access the money that you made immediately through Square Banking. That's another thing I like. It's just immediate access to your money. If you're starting a business or you're running one that deserves better tools, Square helps you sell, manage, and grow without slowing down. Right now, you can get up to $200 off of Square hardware at square.com/go/Titus. That's SQUARE.com/GO/Titus. Build your business smarter with Square. Get started today.
I have to get back. I'll take it on the road this week. So much
you
easier.
Are going to.
I think it's even easier than like we use a couple different payment methods, and as we were talking, it's the easiest.
Yes,
it's the easiest.
Here's another interesting thing that happened this week.
What?
What? Very unusual stock trade happened 15 minutes before Trump posted about the Iran deal on Truth Social. So this has sparked insider trading concerns. It was a $1.5 billion stock sale of oil.
So here's what we got. We got a guy that's just grifting the government. He his board of peace. Remember this? Mm-hmm. Guess what? He budgeted that for?
What?
$10 billion. Okay. The board of peace gets $10 billion.
Oh well.
There's a whole list of stuff he's done that is just like it's crazy. I'll read it to you guys. It's in my Threads feed. I just can't fathom where we're buying this bullshit because this is our tax money.
Yeah.
And all right, here it is. I'll put my glasses on because I need glasses now. All right. So he's put $10 billion to the Board of Peace, $12 billion on the illegal war on Iran that he didn't get congressional approval on, $38 billion to Israel to continue to blow up people in Gaza, $40 billion to Argentina farmers. $40 billion. Our farmers are bankrupt. Bankruptcies have gone up 46%, and he gave $40 billion to our farmers. $75 billion to ICE, $134 billion in tariffs. Stolen from our small businesses here in America. We've got $200 billion more to bomb Iran.
Yeah.
$1 trillion in a corrupted Pentagon budget that they will not let them do an audit on it.
Of course.
They will not let them do an audit on it.
Yep.
Then we've got $1 trillion in Medicaid cuts for the poor and the sick. So he cut $1 trillion on people that can't fight back, and then $2.1 trillion in tax cuts for people that already have $1 billion.
Yes.
So that's where we are. And also, he's also talking about the real problems are kids with school lunches. There's 10 trans college athletes. 10.
Oh, they just banned them from the Olympics. 10
countrywide.
Did you see that?
No, okay. But do you understand that dumb people go, yeah, man, you know what? I'll give a shit what he does as long as them transsexuals ain't swimming. And that's the problem we have. And you think that kids or poor people, okay, so let's say you have a business, right? Let's say you're rich and you're an asshole and you're like, I don't want to help these poor people out. Well, they don't eat. Guess what? They work for you. Yeah. They can't come to work because they can't eat and they do their job shitty. Their brains aren't working. Then you've got dumb kids who don't have, and they're only dumb because they don't have enough energy or food in their bellies to actually learn. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. If you know history and know what goes on, we're fucking this up so bad. And this thing in Iran, how do you not know the Strait of Hormuz is where all the oil tankers go through? How do you not know that Iran is right there? And all they have to do is just slingshots.
Yeah, but he doesn't know. They said that always during briefings when he used to actually attend briefings, that they would have to draw pictures for him and maps. And he said, don't write words anymore. I like the pictures and the charts and he did not know where things were ever. So it was a new IOC policy has banned transgender women from women's Olympic events. It was directed by Donald Trump, issued ahead of the 2028 Olympics that's happening in Los Angeles and is really going to screw up traffic.
I hate to say this, but I believe it's true. You got to remember the guy. Yesterday, here's what a pussy this guy is. You know what they did yesterday? What Mike Johnson did yesterday? They gave him the inaugural America First Award. They made up a new award. He's got
the soccer peace award.
He's got a peace prize from the soccer organization. Do you understand that we basically got a giant baby, just a giant whiny fucking baby? Yes. Where because this isn't the World Cup's in America, right? Coming up. They're like, hey, let's kiss this guy's ass. Hey, you want a piece of wood? Let me tell you. Hey, we made it up. Here you go. It's such an insult, really. And then Mike Johnson, the inaugural America First, Make America First thing goes to Donald Trump. So I just want to be clear. Let's go down the list of shit he's made America first. Ready? Uh-huh. Farm bankruptcies are up 46% this year. He imposed tariffs pretty much across the board with no valid fucking reason. His reason was this. They've been taking advantage of us for a long time. Actually, they haven't been. That's why we had a free trade agreement, you dipshit. So there's $300 billion of that money that was taken from American small businesses. China doesn't pay the tariffs. So then you've got, that's not America First. Then he's getting our soldiers killed in a war that wasn't approved by Congress to a country that didn't attack us and didn't have a nuke. Remember he said today? He goes, they were a week away from getting a nuke. We're 2 weeks, right? Remember he said that? Mm-hmm. Today he goes, they were 2 weeks, maybe four. So my question is this.
Didn't he also throw Hegseth under the bus?
Yeah, he said, I didn't really want to go to where Hegseth was the guy pushing me. He drinks though. What? So wait a second. So America First. So he's cut SNAP benefits. That's for Americans. Mm-hmm. He's cut Medicare and Medicaid by $1 trillion.
Foster youth.
The place you work for, he cut all the programs that helped poor people. Mm-hmm. And then he's actually making these small businesses and the middle class pay these tariffs because billionaires don't give a shit. How the fuck is that America First? He's actually cut back a wind farm. He paid $1 billion to stop a wind farm that was working.
Saw that,
He paid the company $1 billion to not make any more wind farms, and then gases up $1 a gallon for everybody in America.
$1 billion in a shitty economy to stop producing the energy you're already set up and producing.
But he thinks the American Treasury is his fucking bank account. So look this up. America's insolvent. Look it up. So this came up this week, guys, and I saw it and I was like, what the fuck? So Trump has actually run our debt up. First term, he did it 8.4 trillion. Now he's run up another 7 trillion, something like that. So do you understand that this fucking man, this one fucking asshole, is actually made our debt $15 trillion, added 15 trillion to the debt. This one bass-ackwards bankrupt casino owner, reality television douchebag, rapist, 34-time convicted, best friends with a pedophile. That guy has now cost us 15 trillion. He gave 40 billion to Argentinian farmers? What?
So it's not hyperbole. It's the conclusion drawn that we are insolvent directly from the Treasury Department's own consolidated financial statements for the fiscal year 2025. It was released last week and the media did not report it.
No.
The number is $6.06 trillion in total assets versus $47.78 trillion in total liabilities. This is as of 2025.
I'm sorry, say that again. So the entire country is worth, all of our assets is worth $6 trillion. That's the entire country's worth. We owe
47.78. And to be clear, those reported liabilities do not include the unfunded obligations of social insurance programs like Social Security and Medicare. Those are disclosed separately in an off-balance sheet.
Does anybody say what's going to happen? So what happens? Do we owe this money to the aliens? Like what?
Our consolidated balance sheet position deteriorated by nearly $2.07 trillion between fiscal year 24 and fiscal year 25, reaching a staggering negative $41.72 trillion.
He ran up $2 trillion of debt in a year? In a fucking year?
The largest drivers were a $2 trillion increase in federal debt and interest payable, which is now $30.33 trillion, and a $438.8 billion increase in federal employee and veteran benefits payable, which is now $15.47 trillion.
My question is this. What does this mean? Does that mean that if we just go into the greatest depression we've ever had? What happens?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I hate that this
And
podcast.
interesting, Fortune magazine did this whole article saying the media just isn't, they just missed it.
But they're not covering any of it.
No.
I watch, even MSNBC doesn't cover, they kind of half-ass do it, but no one's going after them. You know what I think? The only media that's really honest is online. David Parkman, We Tell the Truth. You know, you watch. It's funny to listen. I listened to Tim Dillon today, and you listen to Rogan, and they're doing this weird thing where they're trying to play both sides. They're like, you know, man, I think it's a little out of control what's going on right now. And we're like, no, we've got fucking armed guards in our airport.
Yeah,
we are $41 trillion in debt. This asshole ran up 15 trillion of that. What do we do? Canada, can we come live there? Want to go to live in Canada? Portugal.
They don't want us.
Portugal.
Also, for the Iran war,
us.
what they've started doing, like what I was saying about first term picture books, they have started doing highlight reels for his briefings on the Iran war.
No fucking way. They're giving him commercials?
Military
like a movie trailer?
Officials compile a video update for Trump that typically shows videos of the biggest, most successful strikes and explosions on Iranian targets over the previous 48 hours. According to those military officials, the montage typically runs for about 2 minutes, sometimes a little longer. One official described the daily video as a series of clips of stuff blowing up, which is national intelligence in the form of an Instagram reel for our dummy president.
So the dumbest human being to ever sit in the Oval Office is getting movie trailer commercials, basically updates on the war because he can't understand fucking words.
Just explosions. He likes explosions.
I'd like it to blow up big. I like it to be big. Do you know milk has a W in it? Whole.
Okay, I was going to say Donald Milk does not have a W.
Sorry, whole milk.
Mike Lindell, the pillow guy, I just asked you where he was. He's now lost his bid to overturn that defamation verdict. And on top of that, now his lawyers they face sanctions. So it's gotten worse for him as he's tried to fight it.
Anybody.
Trump's not helping him.
Anybody who joins this guy's team gets thrown under the bus. He already did it to Hegseth. It started. Kristi Noem is gone. Mark Wayne Mullen is an MMA. He's a failed MMA fighter, and he's going to be fucking running ICE in the DHS.
Yeah, I heard insider info that no one is very excited about in the agency. They're not excited, and
not just excited,
nor do they think he knows anything about the agency.
He knows nothing about it. We were told by this insider that he knows absolutely nothing.
Yes, that's there.
Fuck.
And that it seems that everyone that has been put in place has been for political moves and nothing to do about the benefit of the agency and enabling it to do what it needs to do.
Well, it shouldn't be in the airports with guns. They can't check stuff through TSA. Here's the other thing.
Holman did say that. Well, yeah, we're not going to be checking suitcases for dangerous objects. We're not trained to do that. And I thought...
So have you seen the video? They're all just standing around bullshitting.
I thought, you know that the people that we bomb can see you say that.
I didn't even think about that.
And you know...
Hold on.
They use commercial airplanes before.
And I have to fly on them almost every week. So... ICE right now, to you people that work at TSA, I want you to know something. I see you guys all the time. I see you at LAX. I run into you at every airport I leave from or land at. And I want you to know something. I do understand that your job's pretty, you don't get it till it goes away, but it's pretty important. I mean, very important.
And they're disgracefully underpaid.
Disgracefully underpaid, yes. And the guys that do it well, I sometimes won't run into people that are they're just all about their job. They're not the board guy going, please take your thing out, put your docket on the main whip. There's guys that really care. And it's a job that we need after 9/11. The Democrats have come forward with 9 different bills, guys. 9 to fund the TSA. Now, spring break is coming up. So we're putting all of our children in danger now. Mm-hmm. So spring break is coming up. There's not going to be any TSA agents. ICE, who they're sending in our airports with guns, ain't checking shit. Mm-mm. They said lines in some airports are 4 to 5 hours long.
Yes, even with ICE, yeah.
And Trump said flat out, they just showed him on TV. He goes, I hear they're working on some deals. He goes, honestly, I'm not going to sign any deal. The Democrats negotiate.
He said that.
Flat out.
And
that's not a leader.
You had...
He's a loser.
Kennedy, his guy, saying, no, we'll take the deal. The only thing they wouldn't agree to was the funding for ICE, but we control the majority. Let's sign this deal and then use our powers that we have to then handle TSA. And he goes, but President Trump refused to sign anything they had any negotiation in.
But that's not a leader. Do you know he's talking? So we're at war.
Child.
He's a child. We're at war with a country that's not going to let shit go. You do know that, right? So they said they killed the leader, but they let his son run shit now. So now you've got a guy who's pissed that his dad just got killed, and you think that guy's going to go, you know what? You killed my dad, but let's work it out.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to happen? So this guy, I've never seen a human being clusterfuck everything he touches. The man clusterfucks everything he touches. Everything. From little kids all the way to running a war. We are in a situation right now. I don't know what to do. I honestly think I want to leave the country.
Here's who we are now, too. The U.S. just voted against the UN resolution to condemn slavery. And this is Trump's historical revisionism. Slavery didn't happen. It's not
Wait.
real.
We voted. Now?
The United States was one of just 3 nations to vote yesterday on Wednesday against a UN resolution to call the transatlantic slave trade the gravest crime against humanity and support reparations as a means to address historical wrongs.
Yeah, maybe the UN should read the room.
Want to guess? Do you want to guess the 2 countries that also voted no?
Russia?
Nope.
Who? North
Israel and Argentina.
Israel, Argentina, and
His
America
people, yeah.
voted to just say the transatlantic slave trade was bad?
No, we voted against
That's
the
what I'm saying.
resolution to say it was bad.
I got that.
Yeah.
Again, to the UN, read the room. Guys, you wait till we get a decent human being in there. And by the way, it would have been really a much better thing to bring up when Obama was president. That would have been nice, right? That would have been timing. Your timing is really shitty, United Nations. Yep. Really shitty. Man.
Also, stock market is tumbling. How bad is it today?
Well, this is what I want to ask you about the debt thing.
Ay.
This is what I want to ask you about the debt thing. What happens? What happens? Okay. All right. So we're still America, right?
Okay.
But we're $47 trillion in debt with $6 trillion in assets. Because by the way, at this point, they come take your house. if this is a human, that kind of upside down, they come and repossess your car, they repossess your house, and you're on your own. That's what they do. God, he fucking bankrupt the country. He fucking bankrupt every casino he had. He bankrupt every business he had. And now he's raping the country. The only way he can take money is by through criminal means. And now he's bankrupting the fucking United States of America. The more I see this man, the more I realize that he's got to be working for Putin. Why would you do that? Why would you just bankrupt the fucking country? Because it's all about you? You're 80, bro. You're not lasting that much longer. He's not lasting that much longer. His dad didn't eat McDonald's every day. His dad had actual food.
Are you sure?
His dad's a weird looking dude. You've seen a picture of his dad?
Hamburgers. James Tallarico, the Texas Democrat. Yep. He's known for preaching at Presbyterian churches, and he's a Democrat.
And he also is really anti. He really wants to separate church and state. He's like, no, it doesn't make any sense to connect it. Go ahead.
Thank you. 2 well-known pastors in that area preached calling him a wolf and a demon and a snake. They talked about what they hope becomes of him. They said, first and foremost, we pray a man like this would be cut to the heart. This is where you have imprecatory psalms. This is where you pray strongly. God, destroy them, make them as dung on the ground. And then he continues, I pray that God kills him. Ultimately, that means killing his heart and raising him up to new life in Christ. And then the other pastor, Potiger, concurred and said, right, but we want him crucified with Christ.
Tallarico
responded on X and said, Jesus loves. Christian nationalism kills. You may pray for my death, pastor, but I still love you. And I love you more than you could ever hate me.
Bringing it, walking it like he's talking it. reaching it like he's preaching it.
Didn't get in the dirt.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a man of God. That sounds like a real man, a believer. So my question about Christian nationalism, it's Nazism. Let's just call it what it is. You're a fucking Nazi. If you believe that white people should be running everything, if you're afraid that white people are losing their spot, which they've owned for fucking hundreds of how many centuries, my question is, why would you even invoke the name of God when you're just being an evil fuck? How can you, what do you think about this? Because you're very Christian. What do you think about like people that use the Lord's, like this guy who's obviously, Tallarico is like the nicest guy ever. He makes Beta O'Rourke look like a gang member. And so tell me, like, the hypocrisy is so deep, and this is why I think this is why religion has lost its footing so much in the last couple of decades, because it's so hypocritical. What do you do? Like when you go hypocritical, yeah.
What do you mean? What do you do?
What do you do? I mean, how do you turn it around when you got these guys who are
grifting, like that?
But they're grifting from their followers.
That's what they always do, and they always proclaim the name of Christ to do that. It's all just smoke and mirrors. It's all a cover. Donald Trump just, what did he say? Do it for Jesus.
He said, guys, don't go home for Easter. We need to get the SAVE Act passed, which is basically cutting women out of voting. Did you
do it for Jesus? And it's like, look, buddy, we know who you are. We know you're not a Christian. It's so blasphemous. It's disgusting.
Yeah, lightning should have just got him right then.
But that's how it's always been done since
the beginning of time.
Yeah,
since religion was invented.
Of course.
So let's talk about the SAVE Act too. Can you bring it up? SAVE Act. So guys,
I did just want to say, just in all fairness as well, that a House Democrat is now facing prison. She's been accused of funneling disaster relief funds to her campaign, and she's now facing a very rare public ethics hearing that's going to happen
Who's this?
Today. They're going to vote on whether Sheila Chair-Phyllis McCormick, she's a Democrat from Florida, broke campaign finance rules during the COVID-19 pandemic. If they find she did violate the rules, the committee may vote on how to discipline her, including possible censure or expulsion. She was first elected in 2022 in a special election. She also faces separate criminal charges.
Wow.
She was indicted by a grand jury in November on charges of stealing federal disaster funds, laundering the proceeds, and using the money to support her 21 congressional campaign. She and her husband used a $5 million overpayment from the FEMA thing that they got for their family health care company's COVID vaccination staffing contract in order to fund her 21 campaign, as well as a little zhuzh for herself and her husband.
You know what I really like? I really like that Cadillac Escalade, and I need it for my business.
So here's the difference between Republicans and Democrats. I want her to go to jail.
Yep.
I don't want her to get away with it. She needs to do jail time. You told $5 million of taxpayer money, not only taxpayer money, but money that was actually earmarked for disaster relief, and you stole $5 million? Fucking rot in jail. For all I give a shit.
Yep.
And that's the difference. Whereas Republicans would be like, well, had she just given me $200,000, I wouldn't have said a word. And I have a theory. I have a theory about the Republicans. Because I've been saying for years, Trump has something on all these people. Now, there's a few you could say he does. I think he has something on Jim Jordan. I know he has something on Lindsey Graham. So let's say that. But he couldn't be everybody, right? However, when the people backing you up are the richest billionaires on the planet Earth, and Trump knows that if he needs the votes or needs what he needs, he can go, hey, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to need this vote to happen. So what I'm going to do is through this company, we're going to give you $2 million and you're going to vote. Okay. Now, if that $2 million gets Elon Musk 10 billion, or if it gets Peter Thiel, 50 million, that 2 million is a fucking drop in the bucket. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let's say that's what we need to do. The Democrats win, and we need to go into everybody in Congress's financial. Everybody needs to do an audit on where their money's coming from. Because the only reason I get why these people stay in Congress, but here's what I don't understand. Why did Marjorie Taylor Greene leave? She had 21 million. She made 20 million in the stock market.
I think she saw the Epstein Files. Something changed drastically in her after she saw those files. And for some women, I don't know if she's a victim or not, but a lot of women are. And I think that
was it.
Something changed.
Red line.
And then he told her not to vote for that Transparency Act, and she did anyway. And then he talked shit about her, and I think she was like, whoa, like nobody has backed you up more than I did. And then he came harder for her and said he was going to primary her. And so she was like, okay, my pension kicks in 2 weeks. Fuck all y'all. Like, see ya. I mean, I think she really, I am not in any way saying
A
that
fan.
she's a good human being at all, but I think that she had like that, eye-opening moment with him because he does turn on everyone.
Everyone. He is the bus that you get thrown under. Jamie Raskin, who friends of ours are really close to him, came out in video and he said, I've seen the Epstein Files. I've read them. And he said there are, and Ted Lieu also came out and said that there are women 17, 16, 15. There's a testimony from 12-year-olds, 9-year-olds, women, girls, little girls, kids, children. Let's put children. So that means that this group of pedophiles was dealing with kids as young as 9 years old and sexually assaulting them. Jamie Raskin is not a bomb thrower. Jamie Raskin is an attorney. Jamie Raskin, and here's the thing. He also knows that if he says something that's out of school, that he's going to get sued, right? Do you know that Trump sues, he had 3,500 lawsuits at one point. He sued absolutely nobody for calling him a pedophile. Nobody. He sued nobody. Ted Lieu came out and said, I've seen the files. I know what's in them. This man, he said it was horrible. And he specifically said that he's been with underage women, girls, and Trump never said a word about it. So he knows it's there.
Did you know that Trump filed a $5 million lawsuit against Bill Maher?
Yeah, because he called him a monk. Okay. Do you know this?
Maher said he would give $5 million to the charity of Trump's choice if he could prove he was not the spawn of his mother having sex with an orangutan.
Yeah, this was like years ago. This is when
Trump provided his birth certificate. Maher didn't pay up, and so Trump sued him.
Yeah.
What? Do you know that Bill Maher is now set to receive the Kennedy Center's Mark Twain Humor Prize?
That came out today. Here's the thing about that. So when you win, like Adam Sandler is beloved, and he's beloved by people in the industry. Conan O'Brien is brilliant and beloved by people. And so whoever wins the Mark Twain Prize needs a bunch of people to come in and speak about how good they are, how funny they are, and what a good person they are.
Letterman, Carol Burnett, Tina Fey, Dave Chappelle.
So I think it's going to be a very short ceremony.
But I thought they were closing.
What?
I thought they were closing. Do you know that they are closing? He's announced that they're closing for renovations.
He's going to put, his idea was, do you remember his idea? Yeah,
his idea was to put his name on it and it shut the place down.
Instantly.
And now he needs a minute.
Well, now he's going to renovate it. Okay. So his idea was to all the armrests to be made out of marble. Because that's where you want to rest your elbows. He had his idea was we're going to replace all the armrests with this beautiful marble. Armrests on the chairs mean like where people sit. How do you fuck up chairs?
What happened to cushion?
He's fucking up chairs. Like. By the way, that nails it, doesn't it?
He fucked up the Kennedy Center.
Yeah.
Nobody will perform there. He had to close it.
Yeah, because they can't. No, everybody canceled. Everybody canceled.
Everybody but the dude with the accordion from the Bayou. Squeeze.
So who's going to speak for Bill Maher, though? I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody who knows Bill Maher or likes Bill Maher.
And I find it odd that because he and Trump have been so contentious, but then he visited the White House and started kind of singing his praises.
He was like, yeah, man, you know what? He laughed. You never see the guy laugh. I'm like,
yeah, like he was normalizing him.
Satan giggles, but that doesn't make me like him.
That when this was announced, they spent like 2 days. Stephen Chung posted in all caps, "This is literally fake news." So they denied it. The press office denied it angrily. But
if they knew, why would they deny it? Doesn't make any sense.
And now it's announced that it's happening. Make it make sense.
What's bothering me most about what's happening lately is our media has decided that it's just going to treat it like it's normal. Do you get that now? Like, you listen to the media now, they're interviewing. Well, what's his moves in Iran? He doesn't have any fucking moves. We've got an an ex-newscaster alcoholic running our military. We've got the dumbest group of people. Again, a guy who failed at fucking MMA is going to be now in charge of the people who have guns in our airports. What the fuck is happening?
A guy with a serial killer name.
Do you know that we've been doing this for 10 years now about this asshole, and it never gets better? And we keep thinking it can't get any worse, and it keeps getting worse. What do we do? I don't know what we do. I'm honestly going to start looking at a place to move. Of course, wait, we have California. We're good, right?
Yeah, I don't know why you would ever consider leaving California.
The one place.
I mean, yeah, it's interesting,
Highest
like
population.
he takes us out of the World Health Organization. Gavin puts California in because we're the size of a country.
I think we joined the climate accord,
we're the
too.
4th or 5th largest economy in the world.
Yeah.
We surpassed Japan. So I think that Gavin has a little more power in protecting us, definitely in protecting women's rights. I don't know what happened with TSA being in ICE being in the airports here, but my friend Amber flew 2 days ago and sent me a picture.
Empty.
Not one person in line. Not one. No line.
And then I go, maybe because Gavin was like, oh, no, you don't got to come knocking. No, don't come
That's what I wondered. I just think we are afforded so many more protections here that this is definitely the safest place to be for now, but Gavin's leaving soon.
Swalwell. By the way, please, California Democrats, can we get our shit together? Listen, you want to fuck this up? Start doing that thing that we do, like cats. I don't like that guy's policy on shoes, so I can't vote for him. This other guy's got a better shoe policy, so I'm gonna vote for that guy. If we take all 9 or 10, I think it's 10
so many
Democratic candidates for governor, and we split that vote, we're going to have a Republican running California. Mm-hmm. Is that what you want? So Swalwell, Eric Swalwell. I've texted him a couple of times. I've got response from Katie, but we have to pick one. Like, here's what I would like to do. I would say Swalwell is the head of the ticket, and he has to promise to bring Katie Porter in, because if she was like ahead of the budget, if she ran the California budget, if she ran like just anything, like I trust her. I don't think she can win the election. I think she'll split every dipshit, racist, misogynistic guy is not going to vote because she's a woman. And I think Swalwell's done his job. He's done a really good job in Congress. And I think it would be a good, listen, we are in weird, extreme times. Pick a fucking dude and we stick with that dude, because that's the only way we save California. If we don't, we're going to have one of these two Republican dipshits running it, and then we're fucked. And then we're just, then that guy works with Trump, and then we get mowed over. And then you and I go to Portugal.
I don't want to go to Portugal.
Where do you want to go? How about Norway?
I like the UK.
Okay, the UK. We'll go to the UK then. Because I've never thought that really, but as I watch the Republicans either just be as corrupt as he is, or be so chicken shit and scared of him that they've just ceded all their power to him, I realize how fucked we really are.
I want to go and start a heating and AC company in the UK, because nowhere there has AC units, because they didn't need them. But when we were there for the month of Fringe Festival, it was hot as shit at night.
Yeah.
And I was like, if somebody right now gets ahead of this climate change situation and starts putting in AC units everywhere, rich. You're going to be rich. Yeah.
How are we doing on time?
We're good. Chaplain obviously got up, was struck by something, nausea or pain or something.
Can we tell people what's going on?
And so I put him behind me, and you guys might hear him snoring, but he pressed against my body and he stopped shaking, and now he's sleeping.
When I press against your body, I stop shaking, which is great. Guys, so what happened with Chappie? So Chappie, this is the best dog mom in the world. The Chaplain has been, he's food for dogs. We just take such good care of our dogs. Ray takes such good care of our dogs, and they're well loved. And Chaplain's 16 years old, which is fairly advanced for a Yorkie. And he's been doing great for so long. I mean, even as of a couple weeks ago, he was running and playing ball
Last
with
week
us.
he was playing
Last
ball,
week he was
even
playing
after
ball.
his diagnosis.
And now his kidney levels are getting really bad, and he's in stage 4 kidney failure. And Ray and I have been sobbing about this little dog because he's our kid, basically, that we raised together. And I remember the first day we got him, we drove into, we drove I had Z06 Corvette at the time. We drove into a rougher neighborhood in LA, and I'm like, we're going to get this carjacked.
He was freaking out.
I'm an idiot.
And
I'm an idiot.
I was like, where were we? What was it? I just remember you turning to me. You were driving the Z06 Corvette, and you go, "You don't understand. This is where they film Boys in the Hood."
Which, by the way, is not. If the neighborhood was that bad, they couldn't have filmed
Right.
Boys in the Hood in it. I'm an idiot.
Was it Downey?
This is 16 or 17 years ago. Yeah.
Somewhere out
Yeah.
there. Anyway, and I said, "No, stop. You're going to this house. We are going." I saw this little boy. I didn't email this guy. It was the weirdest thing. He was on the road.
You call it a God thing.
It was a God thing. I had just done, so 3 days after Chaplain was born, I did my first set ever on stage.
Wow.
And I did not know Chaplain yet. March 5th, he was born. March 8th, I did my first set in 2010. 16 years ago. And in May, I was home. You were on the road. I wasn't going on the road yet. And you and Primo, stuntman Tommy, were in Florida. And I just get this email from this guy. I didn't email him. And the guy goes, "I understand you're looking for a Yorkie." And okay, sure. Cause my Yorkie of 15 years had died in January, and
Mac.
I was not taking it well.
Say his name.
Mac. And Mac was blind from 3 years old, and so I always was his seeing eye human, and he was a badass.
That dog was a motherfucker. That dog. The funny thing is that dog, because he was blind and because he didn't want people messing with him, he would snap or bark at him. And this is part of the reason her and I are together, because he was in Louisiana. We were in Louisiana.
I always kept him in the offices of my clubs.
So because he would bite people's ankles. He was literally, he would bite you.
I would just tell comics not to reach for him. He was blind. He couldn't see your hand coming, and he might bite.
Right. And so she comes in, I'm holding him, petting him. And she's like, "What are you doing?" Because he liked me. He thought I was cool. He knew. He's like, "All right, I'm going to pass you for mom."
So I wasn't handling it well.
No.
And he had told me, "Oh, no, little dogs, getting a big dog, blah." And
do I talk like that?
In my Easter basket, he had drawn a little picture of a little dog and said, "This coupon is good for one little dog." And so I get this email from this guy, Paulo, and it was him. There was a picture of 3 puppies, and 2 were probably 1 pound and 1 was 2 pounds, and he was in the center, and these 2 were like
dopey.
this,
They were dopey.
and Chaplain in the middle, the big one, was like this at the camera, and I went, there he is.
Yeah.
And I sent it to you. So we go to pick him up, and it ended up being very nice guy. Paulo was a hardcore looking cholo dude, tattooed all the way up his face, and his gay lover.
Yep.
Who were, I guess they had an accidental litter, and Gizmo was the father, and Mariah was his mama. And I remember you taking him from me and going, "Are you sure this is him?"
Yeah.
It was like, "Yeah, it's him." I just knew it was him. And
You're
so
right.
we took him home.
What an amazing, stunning pup.
He is lion-hearted.
Yep.
And
it's okay. You and I.
Well, you're supposed to fill dead air when I can't talk.
All right. So you and I have been crying all morning.
The hardest part for me is, well, it's all hard because he's my best friend. But when my mom was dying of pancreatic cancer, the last month was very difficult for her. And the whole thing was actually.
Yeah.
And Chaplain would consistently choose to go be with her in her room. She moved in with us And I would always go down there and he'd be curled around her feet. And my mom just adored this dog. My mom didn't adore dogs as a general rule. Chaplain was the apple of her eye. And he consistently chose to leave us, leave snacks, leave fun, to go to bed with her at the beach house, whatever.
Leave chicken. The dog didn't leave food.
And he's obsessed with food.
But if somebody is sick, somebody he loves is sick, this dog, I mean, you want to talk about a valiant pup.
Yeah.
Just a valiant pup.
So when we got her home from the hospital and I knew that she was now in hospice, got her in a hospital bed in her place, and I moved in, and Chaplain and Abbott went with me, and Chaplain wanted to be with his grandma, and so he curled up on her hospital bed, and my mom held on way too long, well past time she should have. And he stayed on that bed for 5 weeks. And even when Titus would lean over him, he would just gently show his teeth and low growl. And it wasn't like he was going to bite him. It was just like, hey, your energy, bro. Whoa. Like, be careful. That's my girl. And then when Grandma asked me to come take care of her until she died, she also adored Chaplain. She would FaceTime Chaplain and Groucho every week. And it's Grandma. Groucho, it's Grandma. And they loved it. Groucho would always be like, and so we luckily didn't have to ever put Grandma on a hospital bed. She got to go in her power chair, which was just such a gift from God, the way that it happened. And just, it was a very graceful death. And Chaplain, of course, was on her lap, would not leave her lap. And she passed away in her recliner with her hand curled on her leg like this. And he had his chin on her hand. And 3 hours later, he wouldn't leave her. And the funeral home people came. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning. And I remember the guy looking at us and going, is he going to bite me if I try? And my sister and I all looked at each other like, we better get him.
Yeah, he probably going to bite you. Yeah,
but
he's never bit anybody.
Guarding her, and that's just his heart. He is such a lion-hearted little guy. And it was after that trip, I think that was so stressful for him, that he started to have, some health issues.
Yeah. He's 16.
I know.
He's 16. And you have done an amazing job for that puppy. Anyways, guys, so we're going through it with him right now. And and a shout out to all you people that are dog lovers, man. It is such a joy for so long. Yeah. And then it's the worst feeling you've ever had. Like, I had panic this morning.
Yeah.
Do you see me?
There is no upside.
No.
It's the dance. You could have missed the pain, but then you'd have had to miss the dance. And I wouldn't trade this dance. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. Guys,
wouldn't trade it for anything.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Do me a favor. Go to ChristopherTitus.com to see all my tour dates. This week, I'm going to be at Hyenas in Fort Worth, Texas, bringing the resistance and the rebellion to the road. This new show, I'm happy. Did you watch the show this week?
Yeah, it was great.
Do you like how it's shaped up really well, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, Ray's not going to be with me this week.
I took him in too because he's such a comedy dog, and he's been on the road for 16 years, since 8 weeks old, and he loves it. And I took him to watch him for the last time. Yeah. And
he watched, and and Ray's breaking in new material. Her new show she's already starting to write is so funny. I've never seen someone write a brand new bit, and the way you wrote it, the last joke gets an applause break, and you've only done it 4 times. Like, you've only done the bit 4 or 5 times.
It's fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. You're having fun on stage as opposed to the cancer show.
Yeah.
Which is really funny.
I had fun too with that, but I'm ready to move on from that, and I'm really enjoying doing something more silly and lighthearted.
Yeah. Well,
this is just a haymaker out of nowhere, but...
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Again, please go to ChristopherTitus.com. Follow me on Instagram, Titus Nation, or follow me on Threads.
Ray Bradley.
Yeah, Ray Bradley, Titus Nation. And again, for you people that have lost your puppies, we really hurt for you too.
Hug your puppies.
Yeah, hug your puppies tonight, guys. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray, and Chaplain and Groucho. Oh, wait, gotta say hi to River. River, sup? Sup, bud?
You gotta say later.
Yeah, later.
Peace out.
That was you.